Did you listen to the artist's new album?
Not yet.
Why not? Don't you like them?
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought I did.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I've been reading about it online and people are saying it's pretty bad.
Okay.
And I don't want to waste my time on something I don't like, you know?
So you would rather base your possible dislike of an album by an artist that you like from someone random on the internet rather than, I don't know, wild guess here, listening to the album and making that decision by yourself?
It's not just me. It's like a bunch of people and we're waiting on her review of the album. So
That's not... Never mind. This isn't about me, just to be clear. This is about the absolute hive mind that has been taking over the internet as of late. And it's about literally anything. And I'm starting to get a bit concerned about it. But first of all, what is a hive mind? In this particular case, it means the collective thoughts, ideas, and opinions of a group of people, such as internet users, regarded as functioning together as a single mind. But to get the full picture, we can look at the first definition on the Merriam-Webster dictionary, which is the collective mental activity expressed in the complex, coordinated behavior of a colony of social insects, such as bees and ants, regarded as comparable to a single mind controlling the behavior of an individual organism. So why am I telling you this first definition if we're just talking about the internet and pop culture? Because right now, the social media hive mind is seemingly slowly evolving into this first definition. It's about how a collective can agree to hate something that was maybe once loved based on a biased narrative treated as fact. Let's take, I don't know, any K-pop group, for example. If there's a K-pop group that's suddenly too successful, suddenly people hate on it. It's the same thing with any other people that gain any amount of popularity, like any women. If a woman gets too successful, it's, okay, we just have to take her down a peg. Now she's cooler than me and she's hotter than me, and suddenly I don't like her anymore. We don't like her. Do we like her? No, we don't. It's like a collective decision. Do we like them? No. Who decides? Who? We. But who's we? And it's also about how progesterone suddenly became testosterone on the internet as the hormone that's mostly produced during a person's period. Because, yes, ladies, it's not testosterone. We all have a bit of testosterone in us. We all have a bit of estrogen in us. Men, women, non-binary people, anyone. We all have that. The only thing that actually spikes during a period or pregnancy is progesterone. Like, it's the main hormone, so to speak. So don't believe this misinformation. It's very important that we know our bodies. Do not be swayed. Anyway, let's talk about the hive mind in a positive way, because yes, there can be positives in science or group projects. We can use the concept of the hive mind for good. We come together and share ideas and resources. At its best, working together leads to better, faster, and more creative decisions. We are better at problem solving, have a bigger desire to learn, and have an increased initiative in pursuit of an answer. Wow. Let's say, in the scenario of a college group project, every individual has their individual ideas. Ricky and George are two different people, and they have different opinions, and they have different ideas. They remain Ricky and George. They do not lose their ability to make decisions in other areas of their lives, such as what they want to eat for dinner or who they should listen to. Despite being in a group, the individual remain individuals. So when handled well, a group project can actually help you learn and allow you to understand and appreciate other people's POV, other people's point of views. In this particular scenario, the hive mind, the concept of a hive mind can be positive. But obviously, if it's not handled well, it can lead to groupthink. And groupthink basically means to agree with the other at all costs because you want to conform and not ruffle any feathers. In this situation, groupthink is more like how a typical hive mind would behave. Think of it like that, right? Again, with the idea of a group project. If we say it loud enough, that means it's right. So let's take Ricky and George again. If Ricky has an idea and George has another idea, if George tries to say his idea out loud, say his idea, and Ricky is adamant in saying that his idea is the best, George might shrink on himself and decide to, you know what, I'm gonna keep the peace, I'm not gonna ruffle any feathers, I'm going to agree with you, even though we could technically mix our ideas together, but sure. And then if the other people come along, so Sarah and Amy join the group, since George and Ricky have already agreed, they can like reach into the little tiny fingers and be like, haha, this is our idea. But it's really just Ricky's idea because Ricky has some sort of power and it's just like the power of persuasion, but whatever. So in this situation, this is how it would behave. You do not want to ruffle any feathers, so you're like, okay, fine, I agree. So what this leads to, this groupthink thing, this typical hive mind thing, it can lead to suppressing critical thinking skills in individuals, like we've seen with Ricky and George, and it discourages objecting opinions. As a result, this type of hive mind can lead to disrespect and even bullying. Because at the end of the day, what Ricky did to ensure that George was sharing his idea was bullying and disrespect. So let's think about how many times we have seen people get bullied off the internet for having an idea that goes against the grain. Or how often do hot takes just feel lukewarm? Anyway, indeed, we're gonna talk about this thing. It's very important, especially with the current state of the internet, with AI videos becoming increasingly more difficult to detect. The rapid spread of misinformation, progesterone, testosterone thing, the echo chambers, like two bitches telling each other, exactly, that's an echo chamber, and the algorithms that only shows you what you believe and what you want to hear. So it's not surprising that groupthink and the hive mind is as powerful as it is. So what happens when you start to take other people's opinions as yours? What happens when you stop questioning what is being shown and said in a space that was specifically curated to your beliefs? How can you tell what's real and what you wish was real to further your perception of reality? I'll tell you, you start losing your identity. You start behaving in a way to avoid being judged, bullied, or ostracized. That is the hive mind. Because with the internet, the collective of users start to act like components of a larger identity working together as one. To quote Merriam-Webster Dictionary, and these guys, I don't know how to pronounce their names. The tiny bees in a hive are more or less unaware of their colony, but their collective hive mind transcends their small bee minds. Or, perhaps we can change a few words. The tiny humans on the internet are more or less unaware of their community, but their collective hive mind transcends their small human minds. What this means is you don't exactly know who's behind your screen as you're speaking to someone, to a collective on the internet. You do not know everything about them. It's an exchange, but you can't see their micro expressions. You cannot see anything other than the fact that, yes, I agree. Their words are your only proof that they agree with you, but there's nothing else. It could be a bot, it could be anything, but you don't know that. It's not meant to scare you, although being aware that you are or were part of a negative online hive mind can come as a shock for most people. It can be akin to leaving a cult. Identity crisis, missing the comfort of a community, increased anxiety and depression, lack of critical thinking skills, you name it. So, don't wait for me to tell you what you like. Don't wait for me to tell you what you should eat, or what artists you should stan or hate, or what books you should read, or what movies you should watch. Don't wait for me to tell you how to live. Don't wait for me to tell you to always question and research everything. I'm not the head. I'm just a girl on the internet. And as I said earlier, this isn't about me. Ciao!